Yo, what up, YouTube? It's your boy Joe Barber. It is 10:18. I'm on my way to work. I start working at 11. I switched my schedule. I usually work at 10, but I switched it over to 11, and I'm gonna stay later. So I moved it 1 hour, and then I'm staying an hour later right now because I'm trying to figure myself out. But anyways, just want to say what's up to all the followers, all the subscribers, all the supporters. And we're just meditating and thinking this morning, how life is so very precious. A lot of things happen and we can't explain why, and we want to ask God why. But in the moment it's hard to figure it out. And I'm speaking from experience, but I know there's other people out there that are hurting, that might have lost loved ones, or they're struggling with sicknesses and illnesses or whatever, man, and you want to know why. And that's a conversation to have with God. Like, God's gonna guide you, and that's my faith, man. I believe in that. And if you don't, that's fine. I don't condemn anyone. If you don't believe, hey, that's your life, man. But God has changed my life in a lot of ways. So I wanted to just speak on today is just like about how our perception of things, right? You look at things and you can look at the negative or the positive in every situation. And sometimes it's real tough, man. When they told me my son had cancer, the first thing that went through my mind was, why, God? Like, why are you punishing me? Why is this happening to my family? And I can't say that I've been faithful to God all these years, but I was committed to God for a long time. And something happened and it's happened to a lot of people, man, where you believe your pastors or you believe your church leaders, and they're human and they have faults and they make mistakes, and sometimes they take advantage of people. And that happened to me. So I told myself, I'm not going to attach myself to a building or a congregation. I'm going straight to the source, and I just wanted to connect myself with God. So that was my choice. So that's me. But regardless, I'll let y'all know that we all have decisions to make daily, and we have to often check ourselves and say, okay, man, did I allow this to happen? Some stuff we don't have control over, but majority of the things that we do, we have to hold ourselves accountable, because if you don't, you're gonna struggle and always be stuck at square one, and you're not gonna grow, and you're not gonna learn, and you're not gonna apply what you should be learning through the process of what you're going through. You're not gonna be able to apply it. And I'm speaking from experience. And every time I talk to you guys, every time I put videos out, I'm speaking from experience. I didn't pull this out of a book. I'm not regurgitating something else from some, quote, nothing like that, man. I'm telling you from experience. And today it was just like, I was thinking, like, man, it's crazy how everything's backwards, how we have to make decisions every day, and at the end of the day, everything falls on us for most part. Like I said, some stuff's beyond us, but for most part, we make decisions on who we allow to be around us, who we give our energy to, who we respond to, because we're emotionally driven people. We're humans. But every time you give someone a reaction, every time you give somebody time, every time you give somebody, anger, love, whatever, that's taking a little bit of you, and that's how you drain yourself. And then you get to a point where you feel hopeless. And I'm telling you, that's happened to me, where, I would respond, when people would get me upset, or when people would say something, I had to prove myself. I feel like I was like, how in Back to the Future, when, oh, what are you, chicken? And then he always responds to that. It's like, sometimes you got to set your ego aside, but you really got to just analyze yourself and be like, man, what is it that I'm doing wrong? And those are bad habits. And then you have good habits. So you have to just be honest with yourself and figure it out. And then you want to write it down and say, you know what, these are the things I need to work on. And that's like, self-reflect and get better. But honestly, man, the biggest struggles that I faced in my life is that I always gave people time and energy that didn't deserve it. Because I was too busy trying to prove a point, or whatever the case may be, whatever excuses there is, man. It's just it's that kind of underlying where we were like, look, man, like we try to make an excuse, like, oh, well, you said this, and it's like, nah, man, you gotta self-reflect and don't always respond immediately. Um, you can go and think about it and say, okay, this is my response. This is what I'm gonna do. This is the best way to do it, and grow from it. So that's one thing that I wanted to speak on is like taking the time to really self-reflect, man, and understand. Because like I said, it's all about perspective, and you could see something as something like really, really bad, or you can say, you know what, I'm gonna learn from this. What did we learn from this situation? And it helped me grow a lot. And sad to say, it took a long time for me to get to that point of understanding that I have to do those things to make myself a better person. Because there was a lot of people that were looking up to me, whether it's my family, my kids, my friends, you know. It happened, and I'm like, man, I gotta do better. I gotta do better. And there was one situation where I was at a barber competition, and this other barber maybe didn't like me. Maybe, I don't know, he was jealous, or I don't know what I can't speak for him, but I know that he was drinking, and I was taking a picture with somebody, and right when that happened, he swung at me and hit me. And man, it took every ounce of me to not knock him out, like hit him back with all my frustration and all my anger. You know, it took a lot. But you know, when he swiped at me, he didn't like hit me. I like kind of reacted, so he hit my glasses, and he kind of like hit like my cheekbone, I guess. And when he did that, he was facing me, swung with his right. So when his hand went that way, I caught it. When it went past me, I grabbed it, I twisted it with my left hand, and I had a clear shot with my right hand to hit him, and I had every right to defend myself. But we were in the middle of a barber battle, and it was like I think we were like at a club or something like that. It was in Dallas, and I saw, like, when I was gonna hit him, I looked around and everybody's eyes were on me, and it took everything. I'm telling you, it took everything for me not to respond and not hit. And I was glad I didn't, you know. So I did the next best thing. I said, you know what? This person hit me. I did not hit him back. I didn't defend myself. So I'm gonna call the police and I'm gonna press charges for assault. And that's what I did. You know, and since then, that gentleman, I'm not gonna name him or anything like that, but that gentleman, he asked for forgiveness, and I accepted his apology. You know, he was going through some tough time, whatever it could be. I don't know what caused it. Like I said, I haven't sat down and whatever the case may be, like whatever it is, I let it be. So I learned from that, and I say, you know what, man, it feels good to do the right thing. And legally, yes, I could have defended myself, but morally, the right thing was like, you know what, man, I don't drink. I wasn't drunk. I wasn't doing anything. So I controlled myself. I made a smart decision, and I didn't respond. So then from then on, little by little, I applied that to my life. Even when I would play basketball, you know, people talk trash, and there's been times when I slip up, and you know, I was the kind of guy that I'm willing to take on, you know, 3, 4, 5 guys. You know, it's like y'all might beat me up, dog, but I guarantee y'all, one of y'all is gonna get hurt, man. I promise you. And that was my mentality all the time. But now I know I'm not the same, man. I pulled my calf muscle again this morning just taking groceries inside. I'm not the same, man. I'm not the same. But anyway, that's why I cleared up my morning, because I wanted to start going to the gym and working out, you know, doing more yoga, doing more, you know, cardiovascular exercises. Get in a better mood, better shape, and then I start my day off great. But today, yeah, man, it's really about perspective, dude. That's what I want to share with y'all guys. And regardless of what's going on in life, you know, bad things are going to happen, good things are going to happen, but don't take it as punishment, man. We constantly think that way. You know, God does these things to punish us, and it's not that, man. There's things that just happen, you know, there's reasons, and in that you have to learn, and it's between us and God that we have to understand, like, okay, why is this happening to my family? Why is this happening to me? And then how you respond to it. I don't have that much time today. I got to hurry up because I know my 11 o'clock is going to be here. But I just wanted to share that, and we have to separate. A lot of us don't do that. We don't separate the fantasy from reality. And perfect example for me, you know, something that's psychologically When I look at Hugh Jackman, I think like, oh, that dude's Wolverine, like all the time. And I know he's not Wolverine. I know his body's not made of any atom or whatever the the his bone in the movie with the mutants. I know that's not really him, but in our mind, a lot of us think when we see him, especially kids, we see somebody, and because they play this character on a movie, we connect them together. Just like Mike Epps, every time we see him, we think of Day Day. And that's just we're trained that way. I feel like we're programmed to think certain things. So I think that works. And you got to discuss this more with the psychologist or someone that studies that can break it down to you, and why we do that as humans. But a lot of us don't separate the fake from the real, and I think that happens a lot on Instagram. I think that happens a lot on social media, because people play a character on social media and we believe that that's who they really are, but we don't know them for sure, and we don't know how they function, and someone can fool us. And just like these reality stars like the Kardashians, it's like that's not really reality. They live this fantasy world. 90% of the population doesn't wake up in a mansion with millions of followers and gets paid millions of dollars to post one post. We don't That's not reality to a lot of us. We all got problems, and me included. I'm just saying, psychologically, social media can get you that way, and that's why it's all on perspective. You gotta be able to separate that, man, and I challenge you to do that. I challenge you to, hey man, like I need to reorganize my thoughts, because we're getting taken for a ride. We're getting taken advantage of. We support the fake, and we don't support the real, and it's crazy, but that happens a lot. And I'm not hating on that family. Like, I don't like them personally. I don't like what they represent, but as far as business people, they're smart business people. They're making millions. Are they talented? As far as I know, no. They're not doctors. They're not, lawyers. They're trying to be. I know the dad was, but I'm just saying, like, these people are making millions and millions of dollars, and we think about other people that are qualified, and they're not being supported. Like teachers, we don't support teachers enough, and there's firemen, police officers, like we don't support them enough. Yeah, there's bad apples out there for sure. There's bad teachers, there's bad barbers, there's bad doctors, but what I'm saying is, like, it's crazy how these reality stars and people are using the internet to really make a killing, and it's crazy. So all I'm saying is perspective, man. Check it, and be real with yourself. I challenge you to do that. Sit down and write down, like, what's going on in your life, what you want to change, and how you're going to change it. And like I said, man, don't react to everything. Don't react to when you're driving and someone cuts you up, man. Just say, you know what, that person's having a bad day. Let's let it go. When people give you attitude at the grocery store, or you'll hold the door open, someone doesn't say thank you, say, you know what, man, I'm doing this for you, God. I'm doing this. I know someone you love, someone that's no longer here. Hey, you know what? I'm gonna chunk that up to my granny, because she ain't here no more. So if that was my granny, I would open the door for her. So I'm gonna pretend that I did it for my granny. You know what I'm saying? And I think those are great things to do mentally, just to keep yourself healthy. Because, man, I'm telling you, there's always gonna be a reason for you to flip out and to lose it. But then you're gonna lose yourself. Then you're not gonna be there to raise your kids. You're not gonna be there to enjoy the blessings of all the bad stuff you've gone through, and all the work that you're not gonna be able to, So yeah, that's my message today, man. And I just wanna, say, for everyone that's watching this video, man, I pray for you. I hope that you realize that you've been put here for a reason. God has a purpose. Hey, man, you one of one, dog. There's only one of you. God did that for a reason. You are the way you are. God's giving you gifts. You got to find out what that gift is, and you gotta use it to your advantage, man. Not only for yourself, but for your family and people out there that need to not only hear you but see you, and acknowledge them. I'm all about giving back to my community. I'm from one of the poorest, if not the poorest part of San Antonio, in the 78207 area, and my heart, it bleeds for them, dude. And I try to give back as much as I can, and as much as I try to stay away from it because I'm busy, I always find my way back, because I know they need me there. They need to see someone that looks like them, that can say, yeah, man, I've done all these things, and I've accomplished great things, and you don't have to be like me. You can be better than me. You can do better things. And I also connect with other people that are from the area that are successful, whatever they're doing, whether it's basketball, whether it's business, being a realtor, being an entrepreneur, all those kind of people that I associate with that are from my neighborhood, man. We give back, and I appreciate that. But yeah, man, it's all in perspective, man. So I gotta get going. But thank you so much for watching the whole video, man. And I hope you have a great day, and just, do great things, man. Have great thoughts, and have great actions. So y'all stay blessed and y'all stay faded.